Welcome back to Story Motor. I'm Vern, your storyteller. Today's story is entitled, Don't Carry That Donkey. If you find it difficult to say no to others and allow yourself to be taken advantage of, pretend to agree when you don't, apologize often when it's not your fault, fear rejection and sacrifice your values, avoid conflict at all costs, seek approval to feel good, clingy, and needy for a sense of purpose, self-sacrificing and don't speak up to keep the peace, chronic caregiver to others but not to self, become a chameleon and change to blend in with others, feel sorry for yourself. You just might be a people pleaser. So, no guilt, no shame, and no condemnation. We are social beings. It is normal and natural to want to be liked and accepted. That is why we go against our own values. That is why we shy away from explicitly communicating our wants and needs. Then when people can't predict or read our minds and our needs go unmet, often we allow ourselves to feel emotionally wounded. It is a difficult balancing act, but often we remain in a space nursing our wounds and nurturing our extreme degree of people-pleasing behaviors because we need others' validation. What causes these behaviors anyway? Some say low self-esteem, lack of self-love, low sense of value, conflicting assumptions running in our heads of what people think or may think and caring about it. We could set limits, but we don't because of our intense desire to be liked and accepted, typically at our own expense. That's a problem. I do think that with having some realistic, healthy boundaries, we can control how far we go in our efforts to be liked and accepted. So, if you are a self-identified people pleaser, maybe it is time to unplug from your people-pleasing ways and set empowered boundaries to become your authentic self. Shakespeare wrote, "To thine own self be true." No more self-sacrificing. Be the real you and feel good about who you are. The choices you make and the actions you take can help you find your boundaries and you can be your authentic self. Maybe you can do this without feeling guilty, mean, anxious, uncomfortable, or feeling a threat of risking a relationship. Understand that relationships are never one-sided. You can't control what others think about you. Know the importance and come to the realization that you matter and you do not need others' approval. There is an old Aesop fable that teaches us, please all, you will please none. Maybe you have heard of it. This fable is called The Farmer, the Son, and His Donkey. One day, a farmer and his son were taking his donkey to town to be sold. So as not to tire it out, they walked alongside the donkey. As they went along, they came upon two men on the side of the road. One of the men said, "I have never seen such craziness. Why are you all walking? You have a donkey. Why can't one of you ride the donkey? That is what donkeys are for." The farmer said, "You are absolutely right." He took the man's advice. The son mounted the donkey while the farmer walked alongside to town. Then further up the road, they met another man. He looked at the boy on the donkey and said, "Boy, You should be ashamed of yourself riding the donkey while your aged father walks along. A strong young boy like yourself should be the one walking." The man shook his head and grumbled. "What is wrong with these young bums of today? They take and take and take and give nothing back." So the farmer said, "You know what? You are absolutely right." He took the man's advice. Then the farmer mounted the donkey instead while the boy walked alongside to town. Soon they met two women talking. One of the women said, "Shame on you, you lazy, irresponsible bum. You have lost your mind letting that young boy walk while you, with your long legs, straddle the donkey." At that point, the farmer did not know what to do. Humiliated, he thought for a minute. He said, "You're absolutely right." He grabbed his son and helped him mount the donkey to sit behind him. They both rode the donkey to town. Not too long after that, they met people from the town who stared and pointed at them as they rode the donkey to town. The farmer asked the man, "What's wrong? Why are you all staring and pointing?" He yelled back, "How can you be so cruel to that animal, loading it down with all that weight of you and your boy? Have pity on that animal." The old farmer was puzzled and astonished. "You are absolutely right," he said. So he and the boy dismounted the donkey. He thought to himself, "Nothing I do is acceptable." He came up with an idea. He went to the woods and found a small tree. He cut the tree and made a pole. He tied the donkey's two hind feet together and two front feet together with rope. They hanged the donkey on the pole with one end on his son's shoulder and the other end he lifted onto his shoulder. They went to town carrying the donkey hanging from the pole. When the people saw what the farmer had done, they pointed and, oh boy, they burst out laughing. The loud noise attracted other people, and they too, they too laughed. The loud noise attracted other people, and more people laughed. There was so much commotion and noise that it scared the donkey. It started kicking and jerking his body sporadically, causing its legs to become untied. It dropped to the ground. The movement also caused the boy to drop his end of the pole. And then the father dropped his end of the pole. Once the donkey was loose, it ran away toward the woods and was never found. A man from the crowd said, "That's what you get. That'll teach you. Please all and please none." Beloved, there are people who will oppose everything you say or do. Their opinions can be harsh and oppressive and quite brutal, to be honest. They will try to humiliate you with their merciless opinions. But again, like Shakespeare wrote, "This above all, to thine own self be true." A lesson from this quote is that trying to be who people want you to be can lead to your own disappointments. Beloved, be your authentic self. Don't carry the donkey. It may be uncomfortable and challenging at first because some people may confuse pleasing people with kindness and have difficulty saying no. It goes against their value. But beloved, you can still be a considerate, kind, and empathetic person with boundaries. So let's take a lesson from someone like Nancy Reagan, who said, "Just say no." And just say no without guilt. Maybe you can start with easy little no's. Don't carry the donkey. Become aware of your own needs and wants and promote those. Speak up for yourself. Control your own feelings. Be your authentic self. Don't compromise your own values. Be assertive and take back your time. You do not need others' validation. So don't carry that donkey. And stand firm in your identity and purpose and live your authentic truths. Don't carry that donkey. Thank you so much for coming back to listen to my story today. Come back as often as you like. I'll be happy to have you. Goodbye for now.